that was the way that our government, agreed. Like, yeah, that's where y'all came from.
Mm-hmm.
We can't tell y'all exactly where y'all came from, although they can. Exactly where y'all came from.
But it's hard. You gotta know which one you're looking into before you make your information. Yeah, before you do all that.
Right.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Blackamoor,
Ethiopian,
Negro,
free person of color,
Yellow,
maroon,
Musty,
dusky,
Mulatto,
bright mulatto,
Dark Mulatto,
quadroon,
Octoroon,
griff,
Creole,
Negro again,
Colored,
Afro-American,
African American,
black.
Y'all, all right. You spoke about this. We spoke about this about when you're doing the application. They say, are you black or African American? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like black is not a nationality.
Nothing that we put is a nationality.
It's not a nationality, so it doesn't really like. I feel like it was created to be spoken upon for our race that way, but in reality, we're African American.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. I feel like I just answered what this video was going to ask me.
Well, I mean. No, I believe it's going to go into the details because what it's starting with the history of what they called our people in the United States. And I mean, at one point we were not looked at as human. We were not looked at as equal. You know, I don't think that the original people who brought us here thought that we would become so successful. So,
right.
I'm excited to see what this is about.
Facts.
From our arrival here in the Americas, we've been called so many things. The terms have changed over time, but the importance of codified racial categories has not.
It's like so important, so deep, so important.
But like, why?
I don't know, Easy. I don't know.
At the very foundation of America, our entire economy was based on racial categories. Who was allowed to own land, where you could live, how you were taxed, whether you were a slave, indentured, free, poor, or rich, was all determined by your racial category.
In 1790, the first U.S. census was managed by none other than your boy, Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, his views on race were not the best.
Jefferson believed that race was biological, and it determined a person's intelligence, beauty, even ability to experience complex emotions.
You know,
Complex emotions.
it's people like that who would say things like African Americans can handle more pain than the average person. Like that logic is just.
I mean, if y'all want to really get deep into the being able to persevere because of your race, you know what I'm saying, then that's another topic by itself.
Yes.
But I don't think that anybody should be looked upon that way, period. I don't know, no matter who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody is there. GPAs are going to go up and down the scale based on how hard you want it.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, I've met some hard at learning people of other races before, okay? And I've met some hard at learning black people. I mean,
it's all over. Yeah.
Intelligence has no color.
There you go. Your brain is a computer. Your brain is a heart. No, I'm
His evolutionary hierarchy of the races went from the black man to him. He even came up with this quick little mathematical equation to help us understand racial categories. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, little a equals pure Negro, and capital A equals pure white. Now, the unit of blood of the issue, that means kid. H
So
over
the second
crossing of little h and capital B
over
little
blood
a
over
of the issue,
4
or
plus
substituting
big A
for
over
h over
4,
2
half
plus
with half
B
blood
it
over
will
2.
be
Let
No.
This is how they came up with what they came up with.
Yeah, she said this is direct quotes from him. They had too much time on their hands back in the day.
They had somebody else doing their work.
They had too much time to a mathematical equation.
About color.
Okay, let's see what he come up with.
That
Crossing
equals
B
Q.
of Q
Now,
and
their
quarter
offspring
root.
will
Q
be
over 2. So half the Q
What is C plus,
I think
and that
half
means
another
1/4
white.
Negro. So now it's 1/8 of A, so that the third cross, that third equation clears the blood.
Huh?
Did you say clears the blood?
That's what it says. It clears the blood of, I guess, pure Negroes.
Clears the
So
blood.
that's race math. What Jefferson is trying to say is that if a person had 1/8 or less black blood, which is one black great-grandparent,
Got it.
they would then be considered white. Did this change their status as a slave? No. But
This just don't make sense.
No.
Last time I checked, a black woman can create a white baby. A black man can reproduce any other race. It's like I don't.
And then we'll get into the topic of the Eve gene. So let's continue.
There you go. Yeah.
according to Jefferson, if that person were to be emancipated, they would enter the free world as a white American citizen,
She pulling
like
on me right
these
now.
kids.
What?
Yeah, I know. It makes no sense.
What about the one drop rule?
Well, that didn't start until after the Civil War, as a result of an emerging ideology based on pseudoscience called eugenics that said we could improve humanity through selective breeding.
Like dogs.
Yep. It became a social movement in the U.S. that included county contests for the best baby and fittest family and forced sterilizations of poor whites and minorities. Everyone was obsessed with racial purity. Well, everyone
Hitler.
yeah. Our eugenics movement inspired Hitler.
Girl, this is too much. Okay, so if what makes you black or blackamoor or quadroon or whatever can change so easily, what does it even mean?
I don't know. And when I don't know, I ask my mom. Hi, Mom. Thanks for being on the show.
Hello, AC.
We need to know something. What is race?
Okay, so basically, race is just classification, a way to classify people, and it's usually based on, or in this country especially, based on physical characteristics, genealogy, ancestry. The census is important because we need to count. We need to know what the population looks like. It's just like with anything else, planning. You have to, if you're having a dinner party, you want to know how many people are coming. It's the basis for so much, like Medicare. We need to have number of accounts for Medicare, Social Security, housing, schools, expenditures, how much money states are going to get from the federal government. All of that.
Is black the same as African American?
So this is the thing in terms of, again, federal surveys, census, data collection, the work that I do with the data that I use, we say black or African American. We usually put the two together. Really important reason for having black in there.
Basically, she's saying black and African American is the same thing, falls in the same category.
Yeah. And one on one of our videos, that topic came up about. I think it came up a couple times of what we classify ourselves as, and we said that
Black.
we use it
Black African American.
interchangeably. And the reason for that is, yes, we are black, but at the same time, we are one of those people. We did the work, we did the research, we know. Now, I know there's people who believe in different things, but as for the Demouchets, we know that our people were not indigenous to this land. Okay? So, we appreciate African American. Look, we wish that, our country wasn't so racial, had an emphasis on that. We wish we can just say, oh, we're American, but we live in 2023 and we are not there yet as a nation.
Tell that they come. Oh, man.
Is because oftentimes if you have folks who are of African origin, in terms of their ancestry, but they're from the Caribbean, they don't necessarily identify as African American. they identify as Caribbean American. So then Black would be more inclusive.
Which one of your daughters is your favorite?
As you know, I have no favorites, AZ. I have actually 3 favorite daughters. Don't ask me that again, AZ.
Okay, thanks, Mom.
Bye, AZ. Anytime. Love you.
Hey, Ev.
Don't call me that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that, Ev. You know, my mom's great uncle was called a Griff in his military records.
Griff?
It's a grill.
That sounds like some Harry Potter stuff.
Well, you're not wrong. It comes from the word griffin, which means half lion and half eagle. It means half African American and half Native American.
Ooh, okay.
So wait,
Now I know that there are some people who would say, not. I know that they're okay. First of all, this land originally belonged to the indigenous people. Let's be honest about that, okay? I remember on one of the videos we were just flooded with people saying, "No, we've been here.
Oh yeah.
That history is very complicated, and because I feel like that's not a part of our history, I don't think that would be something that we would get into because I feel like it's very controversial. But I can say that my great-grandmother was actually married to a Native American. So I do know a bit of that history.
There you
but
go.
they didn't have no children together, so yeah, that's where that history for me stops.
African American part is lion?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
You think I could bring it
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
though? Like, maybe write it on the census under country of origin?
Girl, no. I am not trying to do math again. You are Black.
Or am I African American?
I think I'm African American.
Oh, right, because you're from the real Africa.
Kenya, AZ. Kenya specifically. My parents are Kenyan, but I consider myself Black American.
Well, someone in my family was from the real Africa, like back in the day. I mean, look at me.
That's it.
And my mom is Pamunkey on one side and Nanticoke on the other.
Right. Eagle.
And other stuff, white stuff. But that's normal. Most Black Americans have white ancestry. Blackness is complex. Maybe that's why it's more popular than African American.
Hey, it's 2019. You can call yourself whatever you want to.
So, Griff.
No. God, AZ, no. I think
For me, I feel like I'm Black and I'm African American. At the end of the day, you know, our people fought for us to be even included in the American part of it. You know, yeah. I'm Black and
We're like a ghost. We're all in one place at one time. We're Black in America, but we're still African from Africa in America, so we're Black African American. So we're like all in one.
And I feel like that was the way that our government, you know, agreed. Like, yeah, that's where y'all came from. We can't tell y'all exactly where y'all came from, although they can. Exactly where y'all came from.
But it's hard. You gotta know which one you're looking into before you make your information. If we do all that.
Right. So we just gonna place y'all African American. And yes, we will go into the origin of African American another time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I need to talk to some real Black people about this.
Okay.
So we're out here, Austin, Texas, trying to find Black folks walking around. I live here. I know it's kind of tough, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna have people answer the question of the video. I am here with
Jeremiah.
Thank you, Jeremiah. And the question of the day is, when someone asks you, what's your race? Do you say Black or African American?
I say Black. I would like to identify as African American, but I don't know anything about African culture. I'm just ignorant on that fact. It's a completely different culture as far as what they go through, as far as how their upbringing is, their parents teaching them the food that they eat, stuff like that.
I encounter a lot of like first generation like African students, like Nigerian students, things like that. And so I feel like when I say, I mean, they could also say that they're Black. When I say African American, it's like, it's more, I mean, technically they're African American too, but it's more of like the didn't come to America by choice kind of thing.
Right.
So like, I just feel like Black is more of the uniting thing, because no matter like what country you're from, you're still like Black.
I would say either.
Okay, so a lot of times when like I'm listening to conversations of people in the diaspora, they like I hear this a lot in like the Latina community. Not to put y'all on the spot. Love everybody. But a lot of times they'll say, I'm not black. And then oftentimes they will say, I am black. And then I'll hear these conversations where they're like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like, yes, black is inclusive of everybody. But I feel like as a person who's so unapologetic in who I am as a person, as a woman, my ancestry, with all of my people had to go through. And I'm not just speaking of my people as, so long ago. I'm speaking of grandparents, parents, their parents. I'm speaking of a lineage on all 4 sides of the family, you know. That's why the term African American doesn't bother me, because that is who I am. That's who my people fought for me to be. I've said it before, on my grandmother's birth certificate, it has Negro on it. Don't call me that. I'm not from Spain. I again, like I said, we're not there as a nation of saying we're just American. We're not. So until we get there.
I think though, like not ever visiting the continent of Africa, you know, I'm looked at as a black man. 100%. Buddies is black, homies black, friends black.
What you
feel
are?
me? Black. So that group of people is always going to be looked at as that, regardless in America. But when you do your research and you do have interests of Africa, then you start to understand that, you know, your history beyond all things that happen, and then you start to also resemble as an African. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that's when I made my little ghost comment about being a black African American.
Yeah, like we just,
because you're in all over place at one time.
We just everywhere. But our people, our Demouchet family on YouTube, baby, we got cousins all over: Ghana, Nigeria,
for real now.
Zimbabwe, South Africa, Botswana. Baby, we African. African American.
First of all, my idea on
Hold on, I
race,
think she said
uniting thing, because no matter like what country you're from, you're still like black and blue.
I will say either. First of all, my idea on race, I feel like I know is a little bit different than everyone else's. As far as I'm a Christian, I'm a follower of Jesus, and so I believe this idea of how we try to categorize ourselves, it could be a good thing and a bad thing. But at the end of the day, I don't allow it to take away from my walk with God.
I would say it depends on the situation and who I'm talking to. For the most part, I'll say black if I'm talking to someone who would identify similarly. However, if I'm talking to someone who wouldn't identify that way, I'd say African American, just because I want them to call me that. So I don't want to say I don't want them to call me.
Okay. The last one.
what you think about that? You guys, you want to go there? You going to do it? We're going to do it? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
The last one, she got some elders in her family who done told her some things.
She know how to move. She know how to maneuver.
Yeah,
100%.
That's what we're gonna dip in.
Okay.
You got something, we're gonna dip a little further.
I'm thinking about it.
They went to a college campus, huh?
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah.
They had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
No consensus. Okay, it's time to call on the big dogs.
Okay, everyone. We've called you here today for the very important task of deciding once and for all what we should call people of the African diaspora. So, any ideas?
What is a name to the Negro? If he till the field, he is a Negro. If he work the mill, he is a Negro. If he sing anthems to extol the praises of his America and fight under its banner, he is still a Negro.
So, one for Negro. If this cat thinks I'm gonna call myself a Negro, he's got another thing coming, Jack. I'm black. Black as the night sky. Black as the pit they try to keep us in. You dig?
So you think we should be called black and not African American?
Black as the womb we came from in our mother Africa. Black is beautiful.
But what about us mulattoes? Oh my God, you can't say that word anymore. I'm gonna tweet this. Well, what can I say? Free people of color? I don't see color. A friend of mine had that condition. A few teaspoons of mercury should clear it right up. It's the syphilis.
Okay, all right. Miss Sojourner Truth, do you have a preference on what you'd like to be called? Ain't I a woman?
Okay. Well, we've got some choices, so maybe we should vote. But colored people can't vote. That's how come we're having this meeting.
No,
No,
we
she
can
couldn't.
vote. If you're a man, ain't I a woman?
What is the vote to the Negro slave? Can't say slave anymore.
Make a decision. All right?
If the Negro
Ain't
is
I
a
a woman?
slave,
That's
shall
all
he
I need
vote
to know.
for
That's as far as
slavery?
I've got.
Shall he vote against
I can only do so much.
Who will tally the votes?
I'm leading.
Hey, bro, stop.
This
Just stop.
show
This-
here.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
This was up.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah, oh, bro, that's too much. Ain't I a woman?
Way. I am a black
I am a
queen.
slave, shall I
Searching for
not
a
be
black
right
king.
there on the front line?
We need to revolutionize. We need to
I
weaponize.
think what was happening right now, y'all, realistically speaking, you can see how many walks we came from
Yes.
to be who we are.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, history is still unfolding, even as we are on this lens with you guys.
Yep.
People that's doing things on social media, things that's happening off camera, that's privately being done. History is still unfolding, and it's just beautiful to see that they can operate in this way and show all the way back. I think they went further to like the 1950s.
Yeah, the 19. No, they.
Went further back than that?
Yeah, I think
I
they
think-
went a little bit further back.
Yo, like, I'm just saying, all the way to where we at now, y'all can see how many different changes we done had to be
Yeah.
who we needed to be.
Yeah, because
Culture,
baby,
for real.
I don't know. When I saw my grandmother's birth certificate and I saw Negro, I just felt something in me. don't know. I guess it's just seeing so many movies, reading so many books. It's just the way you called it. I just don't know.
Yeah, real talk.
Need to militarize.
That's enough.
Look, I don't think we're getting anywhere. Of course not. You won't. You'll never come to a consensus on who we are or what we should call ourselves. Because black is not a monolith and all of our experiences are valid.
Yeah.
All our experiences, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's only one thing left on the agenda then. Dance!
Yes, thank you.
I did not.
Subscribe, follow, social media, etc. Bye.
Now,
Facts,
look,
facts.
give them some awards for that because
Yeah.
play that into some classrooms. That was good content
That was some real
right
content.
there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Some real content right there for you. Oh yeah, man, show them some love though, for real. I love what they
Yes.
did again, man. We just come from a long walk
Yeah, I
of
feel
changes.
like I wish we could be like other countries and, just be a nationality and say where we're really from. That's a big question that people abroad ask us, where you're really from,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can't change what somebody think they are, know themselves to be. Nobody can take that African history, ancestry from me, from you, from our children.
And even dates further than that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And I mean,
for real.
I think that African Americans, especially, I can't even say especially in the South. I know we always talk about the South because, there was that big migration to the North. But I feel like, all in all, African Americans, we all have a little bit of something in us because of the history of our country. And the force, I can't say it, but y'all know what I was going to say. And it's kind of like we're similar to colors of South America. I mean, South Africa.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Although we wouldn't say colored here because that was something we was called derogatory.
Right, it wasn't
You
it
know.
wasn't a healthy term. Then. It wasn't healthy.
Nah.
But the lady, the Christian, right? Whenever she was speaking about it, I understood exactly where she was coming from.
As Christians,
you know what I'm
we
saying?
understood.
Under God, like, we don't have time to be judging each other based off who we are, where we're from, and this because we all should just display one thing that's going to eliminate all hate, and that's love, right? Love fights hate, and then you will outlove a person correctly the way you're supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? But when you really take a step back and put like real concrete viewers, like when you look at it from a real concrete situation, you understand that we do have a walk of life. You know what I'm saying? We do come from a place. We do have to understand who we are as a people, other than just knowing who we are to God. We got to understand who we are to self and where we come from and the history from to and fro. You know what I'm saying? That's
And I it's just the history of this country. I strongly dislike. Hate is a strong word, but I strongly dislike that we are the only ones in this country. No.
Might
I
be.
feel like Indians go
Indians
through
don't
this as
bother
well.
nobody.
No, because in some situations they call Indians black.
They do, but like you don't. It's not
Like
they're not
I'm
like
not
a
a
hot.
skin tone.
Yeah.
Because my mother is lighter than some. My mama is light, and my daddy is dark.
I think
I'm not the same color as my mama or my daddy, so I'm not a color.
at one point, everybody always say that people can always go back to their roots and understand who they are in life. I feel like black people have the hardest when doing that.
Yeah.
They face the hardest ways of doing
Black people, and especially when you get to places like Louisiana, like us, like we have Creole heritage, we have Cajun heritage, and then that heritage, one person from this heritage, this person, they got together, have a baby, now the person confused on what they are. It's a lot.
It's a lot of walks. It's a lot of different walks.
Yes, it's very complex, but we would love to hear your thoughts on this conversation.
Drop that in the comments.
Say it from your point of view on what you think you are. Don't come try to tell us what we are. Okay, we good over here.
Don't tell me what I ate last night. You wasn't at the dinner.
All right, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you would like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction requests to our subscription box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.